Adrian, he's really got two choices. He can either play for us or he can not play. So he's not going to play for anybody else, and that's just the way it's going to be.
So, Adrian Peterson is not in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, but NFL media's Jeff Darlington is. Good afternoon to you, Jeff. Looking at it, how big of a deal is it that Mike Zimmer made those comments about Adrian Peterson's situation today?
Patrick, it's a very big deal because to this point, the organization has said nothing involving the potential absence of Adrian Peterson. Keeping in mind, of course, that this is just the second day of the OTA program, which will last 10 practices through June 11th. So it's not as important that Peterson was not here as it is that Zimmer laid down the gauntlet, essentially, in a very calm way, in the way that we've come to expect from Zimmer. He said with very little emotion that there are two options on the table for Peterson: play for the Vikings or don't play at all. You heard him say right there that will be the case. Now, of course, time will tell whether the Vikings will hold on to that card throughout this situation. But as of now, Zimmer led no one to believe that would be anything but the case, considering the demeanor in which he said it, and considering the fact that the Vikings at this point seem to have all the leverage in terms of contractual obligations to Adrian Peterson.
And Jeff, if Zimmer is right about this, what does this mean for Peterson's short-term and potential long-term future?
Well, there's no reason at this point we should expect to see Peterson out here for OTA. So let me tell you where we can watch. At this point, he's giving up his $250,000 workout bonus if he does not show up to OTAs, which end June 11th. Then there is a mandatory minicamp June 16th through 18th. If he were to not show for that, the team could fine him $72,000. But keeping in mind that it's very often in Peterson's career that he has not showed up for these off-season programs. Now that works for and against Peterson as it pertains to this situation, because the Vikings know that if he does not show up, he's still capable of stepping into action at a moment's notice and having a dominant impact on the game. So they might not feel any need to feel scared about Peterson's absence all the way up to week 1 of the regular season. At this point, it does seem like this favors the Vikings, that they could go potentially even into training camp without Peterson and still hold the leverage in terms of whether or not he will remain a part of the Vikings organization.